Hi there, my name's Melissa Mifflin, and today I'm going to talk to you about the statements of a problem identifying why a study is important. And this comes from chapter 3 in the Clark and Creswell book, which is this Understanding Research, a Consumer's Guide. All right, so the learning outcomes from the book are as follows: to identify and understand statement of the problem, why researchers need to conduct studies, distinguish research problems as quantitative or qualitative, the 5 elements of a good statement of a problem passage, and evaluate problem statement. So this is a direct quote from the book. The statement of the problem is an argument at the beginning of the research report that justifies why the research study was needed. So where can we find the statement of the problem? Okay, can you prove it if you have the book? The statement of the problem is usually found at the beginning in the introduction area. And the way that the introduction is written is where you have the topic, the research problem, and then the study's purpose. So it kind of funnels into each other. So why do research problems need to be solved? There are 5 reasons. They fill a gap, replicate past results with new participants or a different location, extend or more in-depth examination, learn from oppressed, and number 5 is improve current practices. So now thinking about how you're doing research or the research that you're conducting right now, go ahead and take a moment to kind of reflect and think about which of these 5 do you see your research covering? Possibly it's one of them. Maybe it's all of them. All right, now pop quiz. In the book, it talks about explanation and exploration. These are 2 overarching research types. Which one is quantitative and which one is qualitative, and how do you know? If you said that the explanation is quantitative and the exploration is qualitative, then you are correct. Whenever you're doing a quantitative, you're trying to explain a phenomenon, maybe a cause or effect. And for the qualitative exploration, you're exploring and you're trying to find out something. So it's not necessarily a cause and effect, it's more of an exploration of learning something. The 5 elements of a study's statement of problem: you have the topic, research problem, evidence for the importance of the problem, gap in research, and then the audience that may benefit. So these are the things you want to make sure you cover. There were some tips that were given in the book, and they were kind of in the margins. And I know that sometimes whenever I'm reading, I don't always get to the margins or all of the tables and boxes, but I found that these tips were very important. So I wanted to share them with you. The first tip is to highlight words that best identify the topic. This helps to recall the topic for future reference. The next tip is to mark words in margins. So the ones that we just talked about: topic, problem, justification, gap, and audience, so that whenever you go back, it's quick and easy to find. It's all about making sure that you stay organized with your readings, so that whenever you go back to them in the future, you can quickly, easily remember them. So here are some tips for the evaluation assignment. In class, we're doing a critical analysis on research articles. So do you like things spelled out for you? Do you like checklists and clarification? Then this tip is for you. Table 3.1 gives more description for how to rate an article on the statement of the problem. So in the book, they give you a chart and they ask you different questions, and then you're supposed to rate it: fair, excellent, good, poor. And it was kind of hard at first whenever I was trying to do this to figure out, well, which is good, which is fair. But there's descriptions in table 3.1 that'll give you more details. And did I do it right? Don't panic if you are trying to do this for a class, because several of these ratings will be subjective, because what rates as very interesting and convincing to one person may not rate so highly to another. I'd like to thank you so much for listening to my presentation, and I hope you have a wonderful day.